Okay, folks, we're gearing up for another week of Linglestown Gazette morning update. Just stand by. Stand by while we get things up and running. Hopefully, the next time you see me, this is Bill Bostic for Linglestown Gazette morning update. See me doing this, I'll have some sound effects so I can fill time and space with music. Yep, with music and other stuff. Okay, that's what I hope to be able to do. I was watching one of my mentors online. His name is Gary Vaynerchuk. Some call him Gary V. He's been around quite a long time on the internet. Initially, he was doing a wine tasting show called Wine Library TV. Grew his family business from something small to gigantic, using email and YouTube a few years ago. Well, now he's moved on to other things. And he was talking about doing things on the internet, doing things on social media, posting content. And he said, you don't need anything other than Google. If you want to know how to do something, put a question in Google. Odds are you're going to find someone who can show you how to do it. And when it comes to sound effects and getting something more than just dead air while I'm trying to ramp this show up, I did find something. So I'm going to give it a try here in the next few days if I can carve out some time. So welcome to another week. Just to slate it, it's Monday, June 10th, 2019. This is Bill Bostic for Linglestown Gazette Morning Update. We're brought to you exclusively by our title sponsor, that's Consolidated Insurance Services. Affiliated with Erie Insurance. They're located on Jonestown Road, 6109. Jonestown Road to be precise. Headed by David Jones, a Linglestonian. And all that's located in Paxtonia behind the Carnes Food Plaza, dubbed by me. That's what I call it, the Carnes Food Plaza. I don't want to know the real name. I want to call it Carnes Food Plaza there on Route 22. It's behind there, okay? In the area of the former, what was that? Lower Paxton Township High School, Middle School, Junior High. I don't know what it is. That old building back there that still has businesses and things in it. School building. All right. Before we get into some details here, I'd like to say good morning to Becky Ryder Craft. I saw you were in my neck of the woods yesterday, by the way, at Pine Grove Furnace State Park. And I know exactly where you're at. I've been at Pole Steeple many times. Great looking pictures with you, other women, and Brian Prosser. He had his harem up there. Amazing. Brian, he's doing great things out there in Rossville, Pennsylvania, a graduate from Northern High School, 1976, right along with me. But I want to make sure that you understand that you need to tune in to Wednesday's show that I do with Crystal Bob. We usually kick it off around 9 o'clock because I'm going to be giving away one of these puppies. Yeah, an Amazon Echo Dot. This is a smart speaker. And by giving it away, it'll motivate me to, again, figure out a way to get content on this thing. I was doing it before. Almost no one listened. I was doing a lot of work late at night trying to get stuff up there every morning. It didn't work, so we're going to come in with a new thing. So Wednesday morning, you can win an Echo Dot so that you're prepared whenever Linglestown Gazette goes more regularly on these things. You'll be able to tune in and find out what in the heck's going on every day in your neighborhood. Amazon Echo Dot. That's coming up. It looks like Anthony Cristillo, the one and only fat man, is tuning in right now. Good morning, Anthony. Anthony, if you tune in on Wednesday, you might be able to win an Echo Dot if you don't have one. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. Just saying. Denise, good morning, Denise Holiday. Bisbano Holiday. Am I saying your name right, Bisbano? I just know you as Denise. Crystal Bob, good morning to you. So, yeah, Crystal, we're going to be giving away one of these on Wednesday. And you're going to play a key role in that giveaway. Want to get started with a little bit of something light. I do all this work, reporting on sports with Joe Gilloway and trying to keep tabs on community events and keeping tabs on the school district and Lower Paxton Township. It's quite frankly an impossible job. But for the moment, that's the game we're playing, trying to keep tabs on a little bit of everything. And right now, But every once in a while, I stumble upon something on my paid job. I'm a volunteer here. I'm actually contributing. I'm a contributing member here, in that a lot of the stuff that's been happening over the years. I put money into it willingly, not complaining. But that's how there's no one's making any money here. People are only losing money by contributing. That's how this works right at the moment. Now, it can't go on forever, but nevertheless, every once in a while I put something up that I find on my paid job. I work in the news industry, serving people in state government here in Pennsylvania. Yesterday, I'm doing my job, and I see this report. It might have been Saturday, I don't know when, but I see this report coming out of a newspaper called the Tribune Review. It's out of Pittsburgh, and it had to do with the tornado, this tornadic activity that's been happening throughout our country and even throughout Pennsylvania. All these tornadoes have been popping up. Why is it? And there's a man in our state, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, who has figured this out. So listen to this. Listen to what he has to say here. Would you please? This is going to work. Hold on. I gotta reboot it. I muted everything. Hold on. Tornadoes have been popping up. Why is it? And there's a man. Now hold on, we'll get it. State, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, who has figured this out. So listen to this. Listen to what he has to say here. Would you please?
Good. You're killing a human being.
Is it going to work?
Save the whale, but
hold on, I gotta reboot it. I stopped everything. Hold on.
Please, God, come back.
We didn't have to.
Hold on, we'll get it.
Until we started putting into traffic circles. Because on the county, you want to know why? That when people go round in circles, it causes disturbance in the atmosphere and causes tornadoes.
I don't know if you heard that or not. There's a guy who got on the phone with a Luzerne County TV station that has a talk back segment. You call in, you talk back. He's claiming that people going in traffic circles, like the roundabouts in Linglestown, are causing the tornadoes. I put that up on Linglestown Gazette as a gag, because it is a gag. I mean, that's why the Tribune Review put that stupid information up there and made a big, their headline is, Pennsylvania man says rise in tornadoes caused by traffic circles. They do that specifically to keep people on their site, longer. And PennLive.com is all about that. They have some terrific journalists who are spending their days scouring the internet for this kind of information. I put that on Linglestown Gazette, and it blew it up. I mean, it's like bigger numbers have been reached because of everyone sharing it and laughing at it and liking it. Amazing. So anyways, now we know why there's so many tornadoes. And then I want to add one more thing to it. Whenever it's not only people going around, especially rush hour when they're going around the circles, it's whenever people in Lower Paxton Township touch off illegal fireworks, and that just sort of energizes the atmosphere. That causes them too. So fireworks and roundabouts. That's why we're having so many tornadoes this season. Amazing. I do want to give a shout out to Colonial Golf and Tennis Club. They helped us out last Tuesday, with Women's Golf Day 2019. Had a dozen women show up. And what I'm noticing is they've become very active in the Facebook space. They're advertising their restaurant. I think it's called Squires. They're having music come in. They have a nice patio there. And it is open to the public. And I even saw yesterday, I was driving around, I saw they have a sign up that it's, I think they were toying around with going with a full-blown private golf course, but that's not the case, because now a sign says that the golf course is open to the public. You don't have to be a member. You might pay a little bit higher rate, but you can gain access to Colonial Golf and Tennis Club. So here's the deal. Let's see if I can get back. I want to be able to see what's going on here. I want to get back to Facebook but anyways, consider checking out the things that I have them listed on Linglestown Gazette's Facebook page in the events section. I'm starting to post them. They're not sponsors, at least not yet. I'm not really worried about that. My concern is, what happened at Blue Ridge Country Club? Blue Ridge Country Club now is being made into a mixed-use housing community, primarily designed for primarily designed for older people, age 55 and older. Younger people can live there, but it's going to have townhouses, single-family homes, apartment buildings, an assisted living facility, some shopping in the front there along Linglestown Road. And the reason why it's becoming that is because the golf business is not that great these days. Triple Crown Corporation that bought the course from the membership wasn't able to make a go of it there, so they worked with the township, and now they have this project going in. Well, guess what? Triple Crown Corporation also owns Colonial Golf and Tennis Club. I mean, and everyone knows when a developer buys that, if the golf business doesn't work, they're going to do something else with that land. So one of the reasons to support Colonial Golf and Tennis Club is to keep it Colonial Golf and Tennis Club. They don't have to be sponsors. I think that's something, I mean, if they're providing good service and they have a good golf course, let's try and support that business. We're going to move into Arcane Mortgage. I guess we've got a number of things to talk about here about Central Dauphin, but one of the things, we'll move into the Kane Mortgage Community Watchdog Report. Kane Mortgage, located just outside of Linglestown. They are the people to go to if you need to put together money to buy a home or refinance a home, or you want to, maybe you have other financial things like you're trying to increase your income for retirement. Go see Kane Mortgage. You put their whole crew together. They have over 100 years of experience putting together financial packages where people can borrow money, get mortgages. So Kane Mortgage, thank you for your ongoing support. They're signed up and ready to go for the entire 2019. They've committed to help us provide you with information. Tonight, folks, is the school board meeting. June 10th, the school board will be meeting. I took a look at the agenda. There's going to be an update on the reopening of Landis Field for walkers and joggers. Remember, that had been closed for a number of months. Started last September and went through into the spring, and then they reopened it on a limited basis, trial basis. So there's going to be a report on how that's going on. The reason it was closed down, there had been some vandalism. For some reason, the bathrooms had been open during the day, and there was some messes there, some things stolen. So people were getting on the turf field who weren't supposed to, so they shut it down. So now they're trying to work up a program that allow people to use it. So we'll see what happens there. I thought it was interesting. They're going to be hiring a director of safety and security. And anyone want to guess how much the director of safety and security for the Central Dauphin School District will be paid? Anyone want to take a guess? Let's see. Nothing. I'm sure you're not going to be able to respond quick enough. $95,000. That's the value of that job in the eyes of Central. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that seems like a high number to me. But I don't know anything. Also, there was a resignation. The director of special education, who has been there a few years, Amy Pastoric, she's resigning. So they'll be, I'm sure, looking to fill that job. That's worth north of $100,000. So all that information, I mean, where am I getting that information? On the Central Dauphin School District website. It's all there. If you search around, you find the agenda, and you click on things, and you learn this stuff. Tom Wolf, $114,000. Anthony meant $100,000. I'm not sure what you're saying. If I said something wrong, Director of Special Education, $105,000, north of $100,000. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. What else on the school board? I'm following a number of things. Here's one I wanted to share with you about the school board. I mean, I mentioned up front about all the things that we try and do here at Linglestown Gazette. It's just me, for the most part. Joe Gilloway. I get help from Crystal Bob. There's no way I can cover the school board. I got a list of about 6 or 7 issues that need coverage out of Central Dauphin School District, a $204 million operation, one of the largest school districts in Pennsylvania. I mean, if I had the funding, I could literally put someone at least half-time following Central Dauphin School District. And it's important that we do that as a community, because that's a huge thing. And if you think back to your school days in democracy, we all, I mean, this is a government for the, run by the people, not by government officials. I don't have all my language put together here. a government of the people, for the people, right? Run by the people. But we elect people to do that. Well, part of our job as citizens is to keep tabs on these officials, to keep tabs on the administration, to keep tabs on what's going on in individual schools. I'm starting to get information come in from people about some of the problems and issues that are happening. I heard things about Linglestown Middle School. I've heard things about Central Dauphin East Middle School, stuff that needs to be looked at and, if necessary, reported to the public. And I'm not able to do it. So we're going to have to work together here as a community, not to enrich me. I mean, like I say, I put thousands and thousands of dollars into this as a hobby, trying to make it into a full-time thing now as Penn Live and other old-style news organizations start to flounder. What's going to fill in the gap? Well, I think it's going to be things like Linglestown Gazette, community-based news organizations. You have an embedded reporter like me and others who know the community, who are community members, who have a stake in the community, right? And our business is going to be to keep an eye out for us, okay? So I'm going to need your help, and more information will be coming down the pike. And the last thing I want to say on this, I've been thinking about this over the weekend, when it comes to this kind of service, there's nothing, you get nothing for free. The thing about the internet is people, don't want to pay for content. I think more and more people are starting to change that a little bit, but it's a real slow change. And when you have like PennLive.com charging $14.99 a month, that's what I'm paying, because that's part of my paid job. I don't want to be messing around with cookies and trying to find ways to getting free content out of PennLive.com. So I just pay it for the moment. And by the way, part of that package was supposed to be a Sunday newspaper, which I haven't seen yet. But nevertheless, I need to take that up with the subscription people at Penn Live. At some point in time, for this little dog and pony show to be an effective news organization and provide you all the information that we're sort of dabbling at right now, I'm going to need your help. It could be something as simple as your email address so we can send you a weekly update. It may mean that you become a patron member. It may mean, if you're a business person, that you become a sponsor, and better yet, you gain access to the thousands and thousands of people in our township who tap into this thing, our school district actually too, that tap into this thing week by week, and we'll show you how to interact with them, how to build your personal brand. So I'm just putting that out there. There is a ton of stuff, some good, some bad, happening at Central Dauphin School District. I can't get to it. So you, in fact, right now are not fully in the know. And I'll do what we can, but man, right now the big news coming out of Central Dauphin School District is on the athletic field. We have a softball team, the Central Dauphin Lady Rams, who are 2 games away from becoming state champions. They're supposed to be playing today in Loretto, Pennsylvania, which is west of Altoona at St. Francis University, 4 o'clock game against a team out of Westmoreland County, Hempfield area, the Spartans, who are 3-time defending state champs, and they won their part of the state, the Western Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic League, the WPIAL, 5 straight times. We're going to be meeting them today at 4 if the weather holds out. If not, it may be pushed back to tomorrow. And Linglestown Gazette, thanks right here, can you see it? Iron Valley Real Estate, Crystal Bob, my co-host, is going to be helping us out with that. And also, Joe Gilway, I don't think knows about this, but TJ's Shingles, right here. Here's my t-shirt that I've worn so much it's starting to wear out. TJ's Shingles, here's the phone number, by the way. Hopefully you can see that. Is going to be sponsoring the broadcast too, and I just lost a card. I'm not sure where that went. So I'd like to thank Crystal Bob and TJ Shingles for helping us out on that. All right, let's see what else we got. So that's today at 3:45. Again, we just keep an eye on Linglestown Gazette Sports, a separate Facebook page, as far as whether that game's going to happen or not. The weather report doesn't look too promising. The other thing, I lost, see if I can remember. Lower Paxton Township, I'm not going to be on the air tomorrow, so Lower Paxton Township is meeting tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. And, darn it, I can't remember. wasn't a huge agenda. I had a card with notes, and it's gone. Or actually a piece of... Found it. All right. Lower Paxton Township. They're going to have a discussion on their website and mass notification platforms. All right. So the mass notification platform, I believe, is probably a system where they could call you up on the phone if something serious is happening. And the other thing of note, something happening in the Linglestown Road corridor. The township is looking at following through on a Crumbs Mill Road safety evaluation. Okay, some of you may not know where Crumbs Mill. I bet you Joe Gilloway, who's watching, doesn't know where Crumbs Mill Road is. Crumbs Mill Road is right there at the area of Blue Ridge Country, the former Blue Ridge Country Club. In fact, Crumbs Mill Road and Linglestown Road is going to be getting a new traffic light right there. It's going to be a new entrance into the former Blue Ridge Country Club. Right on the end of that club, where there's going to be by the way, a 30-acre public park. A former par 5 on the back 9 is going to be turned into a parkland. Also a par 3 that's back there in the corner of the former course. But Crumbs Mill Road is about $15,000, $16,000 project. That road has been inundated with all kinds of new development over the years, and more recently, the Stray Winds Farm neighborhood. If you haven't gone through there, it was a beautiful farmland with a mansion type thing in the middle of it. Paxton Creek flowed through. It was beautiful. I was told last night it was called the Stabler Farm. And the Stabler family apparently had a big stake in helping Harrisburg Area Community College. And that's as far as my knowledge goes about the Stabler family. But Triple Crown Corporation purchased that tract of land, worked with the township, got approved, and actually worked with the neighborhood, Stray Winds area neighbors, Swan. And they came up with a plan that they thought was, as good as you can get for that area. And those homes now, it's quickly building out. People are flocking to that development, so that the transportation impacts have been huge on that road. And apparently, the new housing and the families that moved in there are impacting Linglestown Middle School in a big way. There's a big influx of students coming in there, so that's one more challenge for the school district. So that's what's happening at Lower Paxton Township on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, the Municipal Center. So tonight, you have Central Dauphin School Board. Tomorrow night, Lower Paxton Township. I'm the captain of local news. I can't be making these mistakes. The last note I want to make today, and also want to thank, and this will be under the umbrella of the St. Thomas Roasters Community Report. All right, and at the end we have some. We already mentioned the Fat Man, FatManClothingCompany.com. We have a couple other ones we'll mention, but have any of you considered getting a EV, an E is in Echo, V is in Victor, an electric vehicle? And if you have, because there's a lot of talk about carbon emissions, carbon fuel, gasoline, coal, even natural gas, all emit carbon into the atmosphere and are potentially causing, there's a big debate, of course, causing climate change and other problems. A few years ago, it was about the ozone hole, over the North Pole opening up and all this kind of stuff. I am not a scientist. I'm getting into an area I really shouldn't be in. But nevertheless, electric vehicles, there are some charging stations in our area. Were you aware of that? There's actually one, you've heard of Tesla, the Tesla company. They have one it's the shopping plaza on Union Deposit Road next to the fairly new Sheetz store that's there. It's the one that has a Weiss store. And I'm not sure, it used to have Office Max, but I'm living about 10 years ago. I know that's not there anymore. But right in that area, there is a multi-station electric charging station. They call it level 2, meaning it's a little bit faster than level 1. Level 1's where you just plug it into your outlet at home. Level 2 gets you a little bit faster charge. The Sheetz store right there, right in that same area on Union Deposit Road has one. And there's another Sheetz store in the area that has one. So there's some in the city of Harrisburg, and even where I have a summer cabin, Pine Grove Furnace State Park in Western Cumberland County, they put one in there. So it looks like electric vehicles, the infrastructure needed to have one is starting to build up. And right here, Lower Paxton Township, we have a number of stations. I thought I'd share that. I don't think it's completely useless information. The last thing I learned by mucking around the internet last night looking at this, it looks like most of the vehicles, it's tough to get beyond 100 miles on a charge. I know there are some that have gas and then the electric, sort of that hybrid type of thing, you would extend your range. So it's interesting to watch that technology build out. And our state has 400 charging stations, most of them in the Philly and Pittsburgh area, but we're catching up here in Harrisburg. All right, enough of this stuff, enough muttering. It's time for me to get back to work. How about you, Kane Smelts? We better get back to work, get back to the grindstone. I'll be back on Wednesday with Crystal Bob from St. Thomas Roasters. And the thing I want to let you know, we're going to be giving away an Amazon Echo Dot. Be a little contest, but you're going to have to be watching either live or afterwards to be able to figure out how to get in the running for one of these Echo Dots, giving it away because here down the line I'll be using this a little bit more. My initial experiments didn't work, but we're going to keep at it because the future is in smart speakers. Want to lastly thank Cole Performance Chiropractic for their ongoing support. They're located at Platinum Fitness in West Hanover Township, and CBC Cabinetry and Flooring, and Springgate Winery and Brewery, Springgate. We'll just call it Springgate. I can't get it out of my mouth this morning. Over the an oasis just outside of Colonial Park, a winery, a vineyard, a brewery. They have ice cream now, I'm told. Music, everything's at Springgate. Have a great Monday. We will see you Wednesday here on Facebook Live. Be sure to watch, and YouTube Live, be sure to watch Linglestown Gazette Sports as far as what's happening with the girls' softball game today, whether we're going to be broadcasting an audio-only feed or it'll be postponed due to rain. We'll see you. Have a great Monday. But now what do I do?